Afternoon, and thank you for joining us. Israel's ambassador to the UN, Danon, will deliver a statement about last night's incident involving humanitarian workers from the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation. He will also discuss this afternoon's General Assembly session and resolution vote. He will take your questions afterwards. Please remember to state your name and news outlet. Thanks.
Good afternoon. Last night, Hamas murdered at least 5 Palestinian aid workers in Gaza. The ambushed Abbas clearly marked and carrying over 24 humanitarian staff from the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation. Several others were injured. Some may have been taken hostage. These were civilians. These are aid workers risking their lives to feed the people of Gaza. Hamas guns them down in cold blood because they do not care about Palestinian lives. They do not care about life, period. It is an attack on humanitarian workers, who the UN claims to care so deeply about. And I'm asking you today, where is the condemnation from the Secretary General? Where is the condemnation from the United Nations? Moreover, the General Assembly will not meet to condemn that crime. It will not gather to denounce Hamas. Instead, it will probably pass a resolution which is a farce. It is a moral failure. It is a political stunt. If it passes, it will be remembered not as a step toward peace, but as a disgraceful act of appeasement. It is a resolution that rewards terrorists and abandons their victims. Very soon, in about an hour, the GA will vote on a text that is a text that does not condemn Hamas for the atrocities it committed on October 7. I encourage you to read the text and look for the condemnation. It does not make the release of the 53 hostages still held in Gaza a condition for a ceasefire. It does not hold Hamas accountable. The terrorists who started this war, prolonged this war, and tortures our hostages. This assembly has had over 20 months to say the words. Very simple. We condemn Hamas and we demand the immediate release of the hostages. But those words are nowhere to be found. Instead, the GA will try to place all the pressure on us, on Israel, the only party that accepted the proposal that was offered by the US, Qatar, and Egypt. Israel has accepted every proposal under the framework. Hamas has rejected them all. And yet, this resolution acts as if that never happened. I say today to every delegation that will vote on this resolution, and we know that it will pass. If you refuse to condemn Hamas, you commend them. If you fail to demand the release of the hostages, you abandon them. If you try to erase October 7, you are complicit in allowing it to happen again. No General Assembly resolution, no moral failure, no hypocrisy will change the reality. Israel will do whatever it takes to bring all of them back home. Thank you.
M. Husseini from Flashpoints.
Panel call from U.S. News and World Report. Thank you for the statement. What is the status of the Witkoff negotiations and the plan to bring the hostages home? Thank you.
Well, I saw Ambassador Witkoff last night, and we accepted the proposal he put on the table. It wasn't easy for us because it required releasing hundreds of terrorist murderers, but we said yes. Hamas said no. There are still negotiations ongoing, and we will be there. Once Hamas will say that they are willing to move forward, we will be there. We want to see more hostages coming back home.
Why did you call internet access? Is it to cover up your war crimes?
1
or
minute.
escalating
I will answer your question. Don't worry, please.
Ambassador, is Israel planning to strike Iran? And I have a second question.
Well, that's it? That's the only question?
No, I think
Well, I will tell you that. You know, I cannot go into details, but we are very serious when we say that we will not allow Iran to obtain nuclear capabilities. President Trump and the administration are trying to negotiate with the Iranians. They said it will be for 2 months. I think that window is almost closing very soon. And if we will see that diplomacy is not working, we will do whatever is necessary to make sure they don't obtain the nuclear capabilities. We saw a few months ago they sent hundreds of ballistic missiles into Israel. So we cannot wait for them to have nuclear capability. We will not be in that position.
How many nuclear weapons does Israel have?
Is there anything imminent?
I will not get into that. Yeah. Yes.
Should with transnational television, Ambassador, I think this is a question many of us would like to know. We know the center of this issue now is what you mentioned, Hamas. But can you clarify a little bit, what is Hamas now? Like who can you define as Hamas? The one who's with guns, who attack Israeli civilians? Can you give us a little bit of elaboration?
So Hamas today, it's not the same Hamas that was there in Gaza on October 7th. It's reduced, it's weak, but it's still there. We saw what they did last night to the humanitarian workers. They are still trying to take advantage of the humanitarian aid. We revealed some information that they're actually putting pressure on the NGOs inside Gaza. So they are still there, very weak, but are still there. Well, if you see somebody carrying a gun and shooting civilians or aid workers, he's a terrorist. And that's what we are doing. We are hunting them down. Yes, I will answer your question, please.
Did you cut off the internet to stop more evidence of your war crimes from coming out, or are you escalating your murderous carnage in Gaza?
Okay, I will answer your question. We haven't cut the internet in Gaza. There is the internet in Gaza, if that's your question.
Didn't Netanyahu foreshadow that this would happen on May 14th? Dropsite News is reporting that he indicated that Israel wanted to cut off the internet in Gaza.
No, so I can tell you that today there is internet in Gaza.
So everybody is lying about
And
this
by the
too,
way,
except
you can see the videos that are being sent out of Gaza every day, including the video of what's happening to Gazans who are standing in line to receive aid from the new foundation, which is sponsored by the US, and they are being threatened by Hamas. And in some cases, there are videos of Hamas shooting civilians because they are standing in line. So to your question, yes, there is internet in Gaza today. Please.
Sorry, no, me. Yeah. Ambassador Adla Massoud from the National. Will Israel be participating next week at the UN conference that's co-sponsored by France and Saudi Arabia?
Absolutely not. We will not take part in this conference. It's a circus, and I was very happy to see that the United States decided also not to participate in this circus. And when Mr. Macron will arrive to the UN, I will ask him if he has solved all the problems in France, in Europe, that he thinks that coming here to the UN and pushing this conference will actually be constructive. It's not constructive. Actually, it's hurting the negotiations because it allows Hamas to think that maybe something will come from the UN. We hope that Hamas will understand that they should accept the deal that was offered by the US, Qatar, and Egypt. That is the only way forward. Yes, please.
Thank you. Yasser Abu Shabab, who's leading a militia recruited and financed and organized by Israel, who is attacking the people longing for food. And now you call them the humanitarian worker. These are agents, and the family of Abu Shabab clearly issued a statement disowning Yasser Abu Shabab. And you tell here people, so to believe you, these are humanitarian workers. These are agents for Israel. You know that.
Well, I don't know the details that you mentioned, but I can tell you one thing. There are forces in Gaza that don't want that the centers that were opened will succeed. As of now, there are 4 centers. 3 of them are operational. Today, 3 centers were opened. And today, 36,000 meals were distributed by the fund to packages to people and families in Gaza. So I don't know who is supporting or not supporting, but there are people who are trying to block civilians from getting the aid that is being distributed by the fund. Thank you very much.